Hello there and welcome to another Philosophy Friday here on the Red Delta Project. I'm Matt Schifferly, and this week we're taking a look at the merits and fallbacks of this idea that dieting doesn't work. Human beings have been dieting in one form or another for literally hundreds of years. Consider the video and the podcast I made on the book, Calories and Corsets. We have been doing some form of dieting ever since the dawn of civilization, and the track record of diets is absolutely horrific. These days, we even have the scientific research to back it up with something like 98% of diets don't work or people regain their weight most of the time. So this idea very much persists that dieting doesn't work. And yet, we continue to keep falling into more fad diet traps. The reason, of course, is that dieting does work. It does work extremely well. I would even go so far as to say that dieting has worked for every single person who has ever done any kind of diet of any sort since the dawn of time. The reason why we have the mismatch between what we want dieting to do and what it really does is because we don't fully understand what it's actually supposed to do. I think it's fair to say that a bulk of the time we adopt certain types of diets largely as a way to manage and control weight. And in this regard, yes, dieting does not have the very best track record. People go on diets and initially they work very well, in many cases where people start to lose weight, but the long-term effects are where things get a little bit turbulent. We have cravings, we have hunger, we have deprivation, we have metabolic adaptation, we have rebound, we have a lot of different changes, and our bodies react to various diets in a number of ways, many of which we still don't fully understand. But the long-term result is that we either stop losing weight, we regain weight, and we find it harder to lose weight further down the road. So if we're looking at dieting specifically as a method of body fat control, then yeah, the track record really isn't very good. However, I think we need to expand our perception of what a diet is really supposed to do. Like all things in fitness, diet and nutritional science is a process of Mother Nature. And when we change how we're feeding ourselves and the nutritional environment that we expose our body to, we're enacting natural processes that have been in place through evolution and eons of change. So all of these adaptations that we have because we're on the new latest diet aren't because of some sort of diet craze or because we want abs or to be leaner or anything. Those are very new things that we've cooked up in our imagination. Instead, when we change anything about our dietary environment, all our body understands and knows is that something about our environment changed and we need to adapt in order to survive and be as healthy as possible. So while you're on the new diet thinking, I want to get toned, I want to be sexier or slimmer for that cruise I'm coming up, all your body ever understands from any dietary approach is find a way to somehow survive under these new dietary conditions. And yes, sometimes, especially if the diet's restrictive enough, weight loss is part of that physiological adaptation. Adaptation isn't supposed to be an ongoing thing. When you start doing exercises, your body's not supposed to continuously change forever, because as far as your body understands, anytime you're doing a workout or changing something about your diet, it's saying, I've got to adapt in order to accommodate the new situation. Once I've done that, there's no reason to keep changing. It's at this point where we think that the diet has, quote, stopped working, because once our body adapts to the new diet and it's like, okay, I'm good, I can handle this, I can survive on whatever your restrictions you're throwing at it, it's like, good, I'm finished. And as far as your body's concerned, it worked. It was great because now your body is adapted to the diet and all is hunky-dory. But because we're trying to use the diet in order to continue change and adaptation, we perceive it as not working. So where does this take us? What does it leave us as far as lessons? Well, the first one is to recognize that our perception of using diet specifically for weight control and weight loss is a little bit misguided because your body doesn't care too much about what it weighs. It only cares, can it survive under its conditional dietary environment? But this could be a very good thing because sometimes we adopt various dietary practices not necessarily for the name of weight loss. Things like dietary habits for the sake of religion, social issues, things like we may have an allergic reaction to things like if you don't eat wheat, then you got to get wheat out of your diet. But it is worth recognizing that any sort of change that we experience under a dietary alteration that we make is going to be temporary. You're not going to endlessly lose weight. Just like you can't endlessly build muscle with a workout program. Your body's going to adapt to accommodate the conditions and then stop adapting. This is why weight loss is best managed through a multifaceted approach. Have a healthy diet. Don't eat too much. Make sure you're getting plenty of whole foods, but also recognize the role that other lifestyle habits play in managing your weight, like getting plenty of water, minimizing stress, sleep, and of course, physical activity is also extremely important in managing one's weight as well. So there are my thoughts. Diets do actually work. The question is, does it really need to be something that's going to work for you? Let me know what kind of experiences you've had with various diets down below in the comments section and leave questions as well. Till then, be fit, live free.